Hello everyone, this is going to be a real quick story from my childhood, from when I was in 2nd grade, which was actually a long time ago, which makes me feel like I'm kind of old even though I'm not. I'm only 16, going to be 17 in December. I will be telling you about how I cracked my head on a concrete cylinder. It's going to be, like I said, rather quick, so, because it's not a long story, you know, it's not a long story, but anyways. Let's get into it. Alright, it was a warm summer's day, and fuck that, I'm not gonna get into like the super specifics. I was a fucking little kid, you know. I was out with my friend at the park, and for some reason this park has a large concrete cylinder, and, well, it's not large. It's just there, you know, it's just there. It's a fucking cylinder. It is a concrete pipe, concrete pipe cylinder. I don't know what to call it anymore. I'm just gonna call it a concrete circle object. So this concrete circle object was just sitting there, you know. And back in the old days, we'd have like tests to see if you can get on it, which nowadays I can just kind of like bend over onto it. And yeah, but like back in 2nd grade, if you were taller than that concrete cylinder, you were fucking tall back then, okay? I was taller than it as well, but I'm pretty tall, but I'm not super tall. Like I'm not like 6'7" or anything. I'm getting really sidetracked. But anyways, fuck, what was I saying? Okay. Anyways, me and my friend were at the park, and it was like fucking evening. It was like 5 p.m. Okay, we were just sitting there, you know, and we were like, hey, let's play a game where we chase each other around like idiots. And it was like, yes. And that friend happened to be a girl, and I forget who came up with the idea to do this. It was basically tag, except it was only the two of us. Anyways, we came up with that amazing idea to chase around each other, and I was pretty fast back then. I was like the 3rd fastest kid in my class. I was able to run the 3rd fastest mile, and what would happen is like I would usually tag her within, I don't know, like a minute, and it would take her like 2 or 3 to tag me because she was pretty slow. And one time she tagged me, and I had to, like, you know, follow her around, you know. I gave a bit of lead to her because I'm a nice man. Just kidding. I was pretty tired at that moment. And she, like, darted towards the cylinder and went around it. And I thought, hey, I'm gonna be cool and run through that cylinder. Worst idea of my life. It's probably because of this mistake, I'm probably a bit off today, like in the head. But anyways, she ran around it, and I was like, I could cut off my time by a pure second if I ran through that. And so, like, I built up my speed, and I tried running through it, and that didn't work out for me. I hit the top of my head on the point, like on the corner of it. So, I'll just let you imagine that. That was painful for 2nd grader me to ram his head into the corner of a concrete cylinder. Okay, it wasn't like the cylindrical, it was like a corner, like a corner of a building. Okay, so that was pretty painful, and it cracked my head. I actually have like a small, not really noticeable scar because of it. And what happened after that is I fell down. Obviously, I was just sitting there super dazed and crying because second grader me was like, holy shit, what have I done? I'm in so much pain. I cry and cry all the time. And the worst thing is, my mom wasn't at the park. Neither was her mom. We went over to the park on our own free will. And our parents just like, yeah, you just go over there. You're not gonna hurt each other. Or did hurt. That's what they thought at the time. I almost induced a heart attack when I came home to my mom. But anyways, my friend looked over and was like, I gotta go, bye. And she ran off. I'm just sitting here like, thanks, you're a real friend. And my house wasn't that far away. It was across from the park. So I had to do the longest walk I've ever had to do in my life. And at that moment, I wasn't even crying anymore. I was like, I gotta make it home. My mother needs me. Actually, no, I need my mother. That should be the other way around. And it was the longest walk of my life. It felt like an hour when it takes like 10 seconds. Anyways, as I was, what is Audacity doing? You're freaking me out, Audacity. But anyways, as I was walking over, okay, you know, like I said, longest walk of my life, I started to get more and more clarity, okay? I was starting to get more and more clarity. I was also bleeding a lot. Like, it was pretty bad. My head was bleeding. But it wasn't, like, so bad that I would need to be rushed to the ER. In the end, I didn't even go to the hospital. But yeah, that's the story, so far. But when I got to my house, I was like, Mom, and she was like, oh my god. Oh my god. I was like, I need help. She was like, I'm aware. And we walked into the bathroom and we had nothing that could have really helped. So my mom just kind of lied down and didn't know what to do. She didn't call 911. She didn't do any of that. She didn't take me to a hospital. I mean, I'm pretty sure I didn't really need to go to the hospital. I mean, my max speed back then was like 10 miles an hour, okay? I was fast for my time, but I wasn't super fast. Like, I ran like a 10-minute mile or something like that. It was not as fast as I am today. I can run a 6-minute mile, providing that I don't eat a shit ton of shit beforehand. Not like shit, but you know, like food shit, you know. But anyways, we ran over to my grandma's house and we got some stuff, and together they kind of like did some amateur surgery on me. Not really. No, they just kind of like rubbed some shit on my head. And like my skin wasn't torn or anything. It was just like I hit my head really hard, so it kind of like really hurt, you know, and it kind of cracked, but not really. And what happened then is like they rubbed some shit on my head, you know, and I was fine. And I cried for like 2 minutes when I got my head, when I ran my head into the concrete cylinder. But after that, I was fine. I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. I have a mind-numbing pain, but that's okay. And my mom ended up crying longer than I did. Like, she just didn't know what to do. And I can't really blame her. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do in that situation either, other than take him to the hospital like a rational person. But my mom didn't do that. But, you know, I'm not gonna throw any shade at my mother. I love her to death. But yeah, after all that was done, for some reason I had to wear duct tape on my head and a hat to school every day. I might have actually gone to the hospital. I can't remember. Yeah, I had to wear a hat to school every day and a hat to bed, and it was a weird situation. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Audacity is still recording. Yes, it is. Okay, good times. Good times. Sometimes Audacity likes to cut out on me, and then I have to click the record button again. But this time, it was golden. I believed in you, Audacity, and you did it! But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this lovely story about me ramming my head into a concrete cylinder. And if you did, like and subscribe. And if you didn't, you know, you don't have to watch me. Just watch somebody else that you enjoy. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Adios, amigos.